All right, real quick, the answers to your questions. Number one, who's got an answer for me? It's adapted, it's specialized instruction. Special ed is specialized instruction. It's adapting the environment, adapting the instruction, adapting the methodology that's used in the classroom. Very good, it's modification. It's very simple, okay? Next question. Anyone? Areas of disability.
We have
There's a lot.
academic, behavioral, physical, and social, emotional.
All kinds of them, right? The point of this question is to tell you that sometimes when we think of people with disabilities, we think of maybe our children in wheelchairs, or our children who are deaf or hard hearing, or our children with autism. Disabilities take on many faces. They take on many different appearances and behaviors, and so we need to be aware as classroom teachers of what those different types of disabilities are and who can be serviced with an IEP in that area. Okay, and the third question. Follow the plan. Role of general educator is to collaborate with the special educator, make sure that you know what that IEP is, what those 504s are, make sure that you're implementing the accommodations, and that you know if a student in your classroom has those IEP and needs those accommodations. That is what your role is. To make sure that you are aware of what those disability categories are, and that if you suspect that a child in your classroom has a disability, that you're following that process. That is what your role is. One quick thing before I show you a video. I heard it a couple times today, and it's a very easy thing to say and do. When we talk about children with disabilities, you've not heard me to say today, learning disabled child. You've not heard me say reading disabled. You've not heard me say visually impaired. You've heard me say a child with a visual impairment or a child with a reading disability. You've also heard me say special educator. You've also heard me say a student who may be in a wheelchair. Please be mindful of people first language. And the reason I say that most specifically about our special educators in our building, as we work towards collaboration in our schools, especially here in Parkway, one thing that we embarked upon a few years ago was a new organizational structure. And that's why, as we talk about my role, I was brought on as Director of Special Education and Liaison. In most districts throughout the county, they have a Parkway Liaison or a Rockwood Liaison. Parkway and SSD decided that they were going to have one person serve in both roles to start blurring the lines. And so we're trying to work towards more cohesiveness and collaboration between our special educators and our general educators. So we have 5th grade teachers, we have Algebra 1 teachers, we have tech ed teachers, we have special educators, we have speech language pathologists. So as you're at your buildings, remember to use speech people first language, children with disabilities, not IEP kids. And also, especially as you're speaking with your parents. And that's going to be a change because even as I'm out in the field, I hear our special educators referring to themselves as SSD teachers. And we're all in this together. We're all here for one thing, and that is to help our children, all children, as our mission says.